All right, what up, gang? How we doing? Episode 3, road to 100K a month profit, selling info products. Let's go over where we're at, the competition results from last month's cliffhanger, the game plan, the dream client, recap, and short-term goals. Okay, so we left off doing around 30K a month from my own coaching. We made our first 2K a month with our new agency, and then we have a loyal team with a lot of potential. That's where we left off. Now, a couple of big questions, though. Number one, do we keep selling copywriting coaching? Do we keep selling CE? Do we go all in on a copywriting agency? What if we win the Blake competition? Frick. Okay, Blake competition. We left off. We entered this competition from his guy's name, Mr. 4 to 8, Blake Roca or something. Made this big deal on Instagram. He's going to hire the highest paid copywriter, well, yada, yada, yada. So we spend like literally all of Thanksgiving week, including Thanksgiving night. Instead of being with family, I came home, was freaking writing copy, okay? Via sales, ads, all of it. And here's what we heard back. Nothing. Freaking nothing, bro. He said he's going to alert people on Monday, like who won or whatever. And so I was thinking, okay, well, it's Wednesday. I guess we didn't win. We've heard nothing back, but we worked so hard on this. Everybody kept asking me, hey, like, you know, what's the results? So I was like, you know what? I'll text him because I had his number from earlier. He'd looked for a copywriter for my program. So I was like, I'll text him up. So this is what I said. I was like, hey, man, how far off was my copy from the top 5? I would love to know where I need to improve. So this is Wednesday. Granted, he said he would tell everybody Monday freaking morning. He's almost done reviewing. Get back to you. 5,000 pages to get through. It was hectic. No sweat, bro. That's crazy. Okay? I get it. That's a lot of copy review. I've reviewed hundreds of hours of copy. I get that. But, so fast forward a couple days. Nothing, bro. I've not heard anything from this man. I'm glad that we didn't actually go through with this. I don't think it would have been a good fit. Part of that's me coping. But also, it just goes to show you, like, the marketers in this space. I hate the whole thing of, like, you make such a big deal out of stuff and then kind of don't follow through on it. He didn't tell anybody that I know. He didn't tell my friend who entered. I don't even know who won. I don't know if anybody won. Hopefully somebody won. But yeah, giant letdown. It just goes to show you, bro, people market the heck out of stuff and they just don't follow through in this space. It's like, I'm sure someone won, but like, bro, at least tell people everybody else lost. Like, that's all I wanted to know. Anyways, as you tell, still salty. But I worked on Thanksgiving, bro. Freaking Thanksgiving. Like, at least tell me I suck or like give me something to improve on, bro. Whatever. All right, so the game plan from there was to go all in with the agency. Looking back on it, you know, selling copywriting is still not a bad idea. It's just, bro, whenever you've been coaching the same thing for 2 years and people still have trouble getting it and all you want to do is just write the dang copy yourself, that's where I'm at. And so I was like, you know what? Let's do an agency. And so the plan was to over-deliver like crazy for Nick, our first email client, maintain my coaching stuff that's just in the background, learn AI and build an AI system to fulfill email clients at scale, and then document stuff on YouTube to promote Copy School, which allows us to basically spend more time R&Ding the systems and less time getting clients so that we can get ahead in the long run. That was the plan. We're going to build an AI system. I was going to put out 12 high-quality emails in one day. That was the plan of the system. But then everything hit a curveball. So I was supposed to go on this Christmas vacation trip with my family before Christmas, like around the 10th or 15th or whatever. And on my way there, like 6 hours into this drive, I get a text from someone, okay? The potential, the dream client. And this is what I got. Mr. Paul Daly himself, okay? This is Iman's ex-CEO of Educate. He says, do you know anyone interested in helping me with copy? So first off, sick green flag of like the reputation of my copywriting programs in the market. The fact that people come asking me for copywriters like Paul Daly. But I was like, dude, me, what do you need? And he's like, I need everything. And I was like, bro, I pretty much quit selling info this month. If I was ever going to do it, now would be the time. Can you explain more detail on a call? And he's like, oh, when do you want to chat? And I was like, whenever. We'll be my family. He's like, in 15? And I said, bet. So after praying about it and talking about it with the team and Paul, etc., I'm going to be Paul's pretty much growth operator, his CMO. I'm going to literally just jumpstart his entire offer and hopefully scale it to the moon. And the reason I chose that over the agency is, number one, it aligns with what I've been doing for the past 2 years. He's a coach, helping coaches organically. I was an organic coach who was doing 60K a month. Like, I have all the things I need to do to write the content. It's just honestly a perfect fit. And so we'll go over everything that started. So literally this whole month has been this. And so let's crack it open. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. I've been doing a lot of work, which is why I'm so cooked and probably look disheveled, but frick it, we ball and make some money. So starting Paul's coaching, number one, I wanted to know, like, what kind of assets does Paul really have? Well, he has major authority and network. He has a very high coaching and speaking skill. His brand is very strong but diverse. So he doesn't really have like a perfect avatar. He's just been making kind of just content about anything. So very diverse. S-tier operations, leadership, and management. Obviously, I mean, he was CEO of Educate. Like, Elon wouldn't hire someone who wasn't S-tier at that. But where do we start? Well, the first thing is I needed foundations. We need a customer avatar. We need an offer deck. We need to figure out our positioning in the market, funnel strategy, YouTube script framework. And then the phase 2 is like getting our first client once we have these things. So the past 3 weeks over Christmas break, everything, etc., we've been trying to get this. And so I've been hopping on calls with Paul, running him through these documents I'm going to show you guys in a second, and trying to understand who are we selling to and what are we selling them? What's the transformation? And then now we're kind of entering phase 2, which is first client. So let's walk through this. First, I started by writing out everything I might need. And so I sat down on my Remarkable and I wrote out dream customer deck. I made this whole thing. Like, what do I need to know to market someone from scratch? So the big obvious problem, deep reasons why, painful current solutions, painful current roadblocks, main micro problems, real micro problems, futures. I'm running out of breath, bro. Niche dictionary, shiny keywords, who they look up to, beliefs to install, etc. Then I went over like all these things that I would want to know for the offer, like mechanisms, brand voice, hot takes, authority and credibility, your core backstory. Then I just jugged everything I had taken from Blake's thing. So I guess it was worth us doing it because I got this whole offer Bible that they use and I was able to take a lot of like cool stuff from that. And then the one slide offer deck, which I've been preaching for a long time, is like the sickest way to do offers to start with. All right, so I wrote all that and I turned it into these documents. And so I walked Paul through this, and this is what you guys have to learn how to do. Okay, access is denied. Frick me. Hold on. I blocked myself. So this is a dream customer deck. So what I did is I hopped on a Zoom call and made it as easy as possible for him. I just went through and asked him, and then I put the answers in here myself based on, trying to angle it in the best marketing way possible. So big obvious goal, hit 100K a month with profit with coaching based on organic traffic. Very happy about this targeting. Very, very specific. Deep driving forces, painful current situation. And the whole idea is that this is just V1, guys. I have no clue if this is true or not. So when you're learning like a new niche or you're selling to a new market, whatever, you're just guessing. Like, you don't know. The only way to know what a market wants is to have heard it from the market. And so right now, I just got to guess. But we have to guess in order to get feedback from the actual market. So you have to start somewhere, just your best educated guess. So we did the same thing with the offer. And so I'll pull this up. It's over here, actually. I'll pull this up. I went over brand section. So like, who is Paul? What does he believe? Then I went into offer. So we just started here and we spent like 4 hours. Who's your dream customer? What is the outcome? What are the problems they face? What are their many promises we can promise them? Jobs to be done. We put that into a one-slide offer here. We have more clarity on the offer. We didn't really get to filling this out, but there's a lot of good stuff in here if you guys care enough. Okay, so from there, we kind of started getting V2s repped in the next week in Notion. So let me see if I can actually pull this junk up. Oh, great. Hold on. Hold the phone. So if we look at some of this stuff, okay. Here's like the one slide offer. Here is our like the modest offer. I'll show you guys this in a second, but basically, yeah, here's our like dream customer building out this profile. It's kind of me from literally a year ago or 2 years ago. And yeah, this is what we're going to review every single day. So this is an iterative process. What I want you guys to really get here is you're never just one and done these avatar stuff and this offer stuff. It grows as you grow understanding in the market. And so if we get back to where we are, I don't know if I can draw while being in presentation mode, probably not. But we fill out the offer deck, fill out the customer avatar. We'll talk about marketing positioning and funnel strategy here in a second, and then YouTube script framework. So really to get this first client, we want to post YouTube videos to book a call. We want to do Instagram posts, Instagram reels, Instagram sequences, and a setting process. So putting this together, here's our dream customer avatar kind of visualized. It's not great, but it's enough to start. Here's the offer. So who, how we're going to do it, how we're going to deliver it, the price, etc. Pretty sick. We're going to be charging like $7K to start with for all of this. Here's the one-side offer just to get a better idea of like what problems to target to start with. Here are some mechanisms. So it's like who we target. The main mechanism is what we call the profit-based coaching model. I don't love it, but I think it's good enough. I think it's clean, it's simple, it makes sense, and it's honestly the truth. So that's kind of what we went for. Some sub-mechanisms we're playing around with is value-based content system, founder-driven sales process, custom-tailored funnels, AI-assisted creativity, scalable one-to-one fulfillment. Pretty cool. Now, going over the funnel, what we're going to do is YouTube long form to a calendar page is like the phase one of the funnel. And then YouTube long form to then an opt-in page and a lead magnet where we capture their emails. So this is the same kind of stuff that Iman did when he first launched his high-ticket coaching, where it's like you have a link for people who are interested in learning more and then a link for people who are ready to just book in. So you can pause that and check out the awareness. This is something that I've done for the first time this time that I think is very, very important, is mapping the awareness stages at each part in the funnel. And a huge thing to understand is that whenever you're going to teach, you're going to educate at some part of the funnel. So you have a VSL or a YouTube video, the awareness level is changing. That's the whole point of the piece of content. You're changing the awareness level. So you have to do entering and exiting. So hopefully that makes sense. Obviously, we do the same for email. Instagram is not built out yet. I just copied it. So we'll do that actually, I think today. So yeah. And then what we did is I did basically a client transformation. And so I asked myself, how would I take someone from 30K a month coaching to 100K a month in profit coaching? And I wrote down everything I could think of. This is just starting out for content, for actually fulfilling. I just wanted to dump my brain on this problem and just see what I could come up with. And this is going to be some good stuff for content, etc. Now, outputs. You're probably thinking, KJ, this is a lot of stuff, but like, what are you actually doing? I'll show you. So like I said, the goal is to get to here, putting out these things. This is going to give us our first client, but you have to have an offer. You got to start somewhere. So what I'll do is I'll take you through the, attention department. This is the YouTube video frameworks, V1. So instead of making just I'll actually make this full screen. Instead of making just, one video after another, I wanted to make a framework that we use for each video and then iterate the framework. So the videos grow better over time. So I broke it down in copy and then also the editing, because obviously I'm going to have to teach the editor as well. So I'm not going to go through all these, but it's like hook, credibility, intro, the big idea or the story, which you can see here, and then body, which is how we're actually teaching, and then CTA, whatever. And so this is going to be V1 of this framework that myself and the editor will use until I hire someone to actually write these scripts one day, if that's even possible. Of course it's possible, but it'll take a while. So let's see what one of these actually looks like. I've been writing a ton. So here's like an idea of a script. So the best business model for coaches in 2026. I gave title variations. I gave only one hook for this one. I thought it was good enough. And then the big idea of like intro, the big idea, and then getting into like the bullets for the video, and then going over the actual, I just leaked my password. Now I got to change all those. Frick me, bro. Then going over the actual presentation. And so I'll show you guys what this looks like. I know this is like freaking a ton of crap just being thrown at you in the face, but honestly, welcome to entrepreneurship, bro. How do I get out of full screen? It's going to piss me off. Okay, let's go and take a look at this video. So then what I did for Paul is I made notes across this whole video. I wrote it out in my Remarkable, the script, and then I asked him, hey, if you were going to teach me what this body type of value is actually doing, like basically, hey, Paul, show me how to build a 100K a month profit coaching business. Like, tell me about the model. How does the model work? And he just yapped like crazy on a Zoom, which is perfect. And I was able to write down everything and then kind of try to understand it myself and then make it into a visual and takeaways for the actual video. Pretty cool. So you guys are probably thinking, this is a lot of work. Yeah, the frick it is, bro. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to make a lot of money, and that takes a lot of work. So now what Paul's going to do is I've given him 2 prompts for the visuals, and he's going to go make them himself. So they're actually on his brand and teach it himself. So Did some other stuff. We'll save it for another video. And so this hopefully will be like, the first video coming out soon. And then we'll get started. But to be completely frank with you guys, who knows how long this could take to make money? Like, a lot of times you just think something's going to happen immediately, but you don't know. All you can do is put in the insane amount of inputs. And that's what I've been trying to do, is just crank like freaking crazy, like absolutely crazy for Paul. So I'll keep you guys posted next month. Hopefully it's interesting. We'll at least have some videos up. I'll have some metrics. We'll see kind of if we're getting leads. I'll take you guys for the journey. And like I said, this is truth. If we lose money, if we don't make money, if we make $1 million, like, you guys are going to see it live. And hopefully you know that it's going to be true, because everything else I've told you has been transparent. Where else can you get this, man? This is a KJ original. Okay. All right. Sorry. October, from all of my stuff, right? 31K, total profit 13. Then we had 27 revenue, 15 profit. Now we had 22K in revenue because we honestly stopped everything on my end. And we hit about 12K in profit. So lower, but this includes nothing from Paul yet. So our agreement, I wanted to wait and let me prove to him just how insane I was about to go for him before we came up with an agreement. So hopefully by next episode, you guys will know how much I'm making from that. It'll definitely be some form of percentage. So it will be based on performance. Otherwise, I mean, what else would I do? I'm a CMO. But yeah, Copy School 12K, Copy Elite 7.5, CE Agency 2K, 22K. The transactions were actually way down. They were 700 lower, but I bought a little Christmas gift for Griff, so it honestly ended up being the same amount of expenses at 3.2, but it would have been $700 lower. Team was way lower, down to 6.3. So obviously expenses way down, which is a huge dub. And yeah, see you guys in the next freaking episode. First month of 2026.